The broader question I pose in my study is, why do subnational governments agree to policies that seek to reduce their fiscal autonomy and increase fiscal centralization? More specifically, with reference to India, the question is, what conditions or which logic led the subnational governments to approve the GST reforms despite the clear prospect of a reduction in their fiscal autonomy? Following the veto players theory, I argue that a policy change is unlikely when there are many veto players who would prefer a status quo. Therefore, the question boils down to how the consent of veto players, whether it is an individual or a collective actor, might be obtained. The case of India is interesting because it affords us the opportunity to understand the federal dynamic that first prevented the GST reforms throughout the coalition era and then facilitated the same under the Modi government. So what changed after 2014? I argue that the rise of a dominant party federal system, predominantly characterized by copartisan interactions between the two levels, solved the center-state coordination dilemma and facilitated the GST reforms. However, the rise of a dominant party does not mean that the need for an explicit bargaining process can be entirely ignored. So even when one party dominance paves the way for what I call imposed cooperation, an interactive sequence of concessions would still be required precisely because the institutional condition of federalism lurks in the background. This situation of reciprocal offers of concessions in an effort to reach a joint agreement between the center and the states is what I refer to as concessionary federalism. It may be understood as an exculpatory theory of federalism, whereby the central government offers concessions in such a way that any loss of utility suffered by the subnational governments in one dimension is at least partially offset by a gain in some other dimension. Concessionary federalism is merely one, albeit the most important piece of the puzzle. However, the complete picture emerges when we place all the pieces together and observe the interactions among the economic system, the federal system, and the party system. To know more and to understand this complete picture with an in-depth analysis, please read the full article. Thank you.